So Elon Musk is not doing too well right now. He's not doing too well. He just got some news that will absolutely terrify him. It's honestly, it's kind of like his worst nightmare come true here. So Twitter was already struggling with, getting advertisers, keeping advertisers, having them be big name advertisers that could spend a lot of money on Twitter/X. Well, now we have an advertiser exodus. Okay, so this is in Axios. Companies pulling ads from X include Disney, Apple, IBM, and more. So we'll get to more of the companies. I'll also get to what happened the day before this advertiser exodus. A growing number of X's biggest advertisers are pulling out, leaving the company's ad business in limbo. The move from several companies and organizations to pause ads on X, formerly Twitter, comes after owner Elon Musk backed an anti-Semitic conspiracy theory. Civil rights groups have also reported a rise in anti-Semitism and hate speech on the platform. Media Matters for America, a left-leaning nonprofit, recently published a report identifying multiple companies whose ads on X appeared next to far-right posts. X's CEO, Linda Yaccarino, said the company has been extremely clear about its efforts to combat anti-Semitism and discrimination. Per a statement on Friday, there's absolutely no place for it anywhere in the world, Yaccarino added. Yaccarino said X's point of view has always been very clear that discrimination by everyone should stop across the board, per an earlier statement on Thursday. An X-executive told Axios on Thursday that the company, quote, did a sweep on the accounts that Media Matters found and they will no longer be monetizable, and that the specific posts it highlighted will be labeled sensitive media. So, look, on the one hand, they turn around and go, this is like Media Matters is fake news and they're a smear merchant organization. But on the other hand, X is like, okay, we did a sweep of the accounts that Media Matters targeted and we, basically cracked down on them. So which is it? Are they lying smear merchants or are they correct and you have to take action based on their reporting? Okay. So here are the companies that have suspended their ads on X. Apple, IBM, Disney, Comcast and NBC Universal, Lionsgate Entertainment, Warner Brothers Discovery, and Paramount. Those are all giant companies with a lot of money. So what we've seen now is there's like various right-wing figures who are coming out and saying like, I will buy ads on Twitter to help make up for the loss. And like, I don't know, Tim Pool said, I'll give $250,000 and somebody else, what's his name? Benny Johnson said, I'm going to give some. And like the amount of money that they're giving, by the way, Elon Musk is one of the richest men in the world. So it's kind of hilarious. They're like, I'll give the richest man in the world more money. Yes. But like, they're saying that and doing that. But I mean, it's not even 1% of the amount of money that they're losing with these accounts. Not even 1%. So they say Johannes Barkey, a spokesperson for the European Commission, confirmed Friday at a press briefing that it would be freezing advertising on X. Barkey said the EU's executive body had seen an alarming increase in disinformation and hate speech on several social media platforms in recent weeks, and X is certainly quite effective of that. Musk posted to X on Wednesday, "You have said the actual truth," in response to an X post that claimed Jewish communities support, quote, dialectical hatred against whites. Huh? The White House denounced that post in a statement on Friday. "We condemn this abhorrent promotion of anti-Semitic and racist hate in the strongest terms, which runs against our core values as Americans." X did not immediately respond to Axios' request for comment Friday on the organization's pausing their ads on the platform. Okay, so I think I have that tweet right here. Let's see what we got. "To the cowards hiding behind the anonymity of the internet and posting Hitler was right, you got something you want to say? Why don't you say it to our faces?" Okay. And then somebody says, "Okay, Jewish communities have been pushing the exact kind of dialectical hatred against whites that they claim to want people to stop using against them. I'm deeply disinterested in giving the tiniest shit about how Western Jewish populations coming to the disturbing," I don't know what the rest of it says. But anyway, Elon chimes in, "You have said the actual truth." So that's insane. To agree with what this dude was saying here, or at least what I can see on the screen, is insane. That is genuinely anti-Semitic. And then we get to this. This is literally like a day later. Look what happens. So, wait, do I have the other tweet? So, the ADL comes out and condemns Elon Musk for agreeing to this anti-Semitic conspiracy theory. And the head of the ADL says, at a time when anti-Semitism is exploding in America and surging around the world, it is indisputably dangerous to use one's influence to validate and promote anti-Semitic theories. Then literally a day later, look at this. Elon Musk says, as I said earlier this week, decolonization and from the river to the sea and similar euphemisms necessarily imply genocide. And then he goes on to say, clear calls for violence is against our terms of service. So now we're banning. You can't call for decolonization. You can't say from the river to the sea. They're saying we're banning this. Head of the ADL, this is an important and welcome move by Elon Musk. I appreciate this leadership in fighting hate. Literally the day before, he was spreading actual anti-Semitic conspiracy theories. Legit anti-Semitism. And then the next day, since he says, I'm going to ban decolonization from the river to the sea, he's applauding this. This is insane. We live in backwards world. Because Elon just said something actually anti-Semitic, and then the next day he bans, in the name of fighting anti-Semitism, he bans statements that are not anti-Semitic. Look, is it true when Hamas says from the river to the sea, they mean like when you want to expel the Jews or kill all the Jews and take back our land? That is what they mean, right? But when Rashida Tlaib says from the river to the sea, Palestine will be free, she doesn't mean genocide. She means one state for Palestinians and Israelis, for Arabs and Jews, and it's democratic and equal rights for all. And it's not my interpretation of what she believes. She said it. She defined it. And by the way, when a lot of people say from the river to the sea, Palestine will be free, they mean one democratic secular state in the region. So they want to end the occupation, end the apartheid, and make it free for everybody. Equality for everybody. But they want to ban from the river to the sea. So it doesn't matter how you mean it. We're just going to define it as anti-Semitic. And by the way, the hilarious irony of a South African saying we need to ban the word decolonization because it implies genocide. A white South African saying that. Shock, a white South African is against decolonization. What a shock. If you think decolonization is a call for genocide, what do you think colonization is? Now look, are there forms of violent resistance through decolonization that can be bad and can be wrong? Killing innocent people, etc. Yeah, that's bad, and we should all condemn that. But in general, colonization is way worse than decolonization. And colonization necessarily implies all sorts of repression and oppression and restrictions on rights and taking away sovereignty and liberty and freedom and justice. So he says something actually anti-Semitic, and then the next day, he's like, I'll ban pro-Palestine stuff, I'll ban decolonization, I'll ban from the river to the sea. And the head of the ADL is like, this is amazing leadership from the guy who was just spewing anti-Semitic conspiracy theories. We love you. Which shows what? Like the ADL, for example, it's like a Israel protection racket. They're not actually primarily concerned about anti-Semitism or bigotry against Jews. It's about the state of Israel. It's about Zionism. You're praising a guy who just said something anti-Semitic, and you're praising him for banning things that are not necessarily anti-Semitic. Pathetic, man. It's so pathetic. But anyway, so now advertisers are fleeing because Elon Musk is a hothead. And look, he bought Twitter for what, $44 billion? And now it's worth like under 10. And it's like, how much longer can this continue? He keeps losing the advertiser money. Like at a certain point, what's going to happen? And look, what I fear is he is going to start charging everybody to use Twitter because he feels like I need to make up this funding shortfall somehow. I'm just hemorrhaging money on this thing. And so he'll probably feel like if I just make everybody pay to use Twitter, like maybe that's the solution. But that's not going to work because you're going to lose more than like half of the people who are on Twitter. And then it's no longer Twitter. Then it's just this sad shell of what it used to be. It already is a sad shell of what it used to be, but it would be even worse in that scenario. So I fear that with all these advertisers fleeing, it'll get even worse, right? And he'll start charging for use for everybody. I mean, they already rolled out that pilot program in certain places, but I think he wants to do it everywhere. And it's like, Jesus Christ, man. It's not good. This is not good. And best case scenario, he sells it to somebody else, right? I think that's the best case scenario for Twitter. Elon just sells it to somebody else who can handle it better. It's easy to deal with Twitter, manage Twitter better than Elon Musk. So for the love of God, let somebody else do it. Hey, y'all, do me a favor and like and subscribe. It helps out big time in the algorithm. Click the bell as well for notifications when videos drop. And watch that video on screen right now. You know you want to.